We are normal.
I hope you're all doing well. Uh, I hope you're all having an excellent Tuesday. We sure as heck are. Um, but yes, hello, welcome, and Arana Tashan, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of our Dragon Age story, Blood and Lyrium. Before we introduce the story and our players, let me first give a little content warning. Dragon Age is a setting which has some dark and difficult themes, not only with some grisly horror, but also in its political and cultural tensions, which we saw last week. There are power imbalances throughout the lands of Thedas, and we may on occasion touch on these in our story. Rest assured, we will be as respectful and considerate as possible when we do, and we have discussed our lines and veils prior to today's session. As important as these stories are to voice, your happiness and comfort should be paramount, and as such, we would never judge if you need to step away. That being said, we are going to be diving into our next session. First, we're going to be introducing ourselves. I shall start. I am Emma, or Hamalu on the internet, and I use she, they pronouns. And I get to be the storyteller for these excellent people. I'm now going to let them do their introductions, which starts with Emily. And
Yeah,
I learned my lesson. I
go first. I'm the top. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm Emily.
Yeah. Go for it.
As previously discussed, the top.
Yeah.
I play Kana, who's actually doing good. Like, all things considered, like good. Yeah. Oh, and she's a dwarf and a blacksmith and a level 2 warrior.
Is it my turn? Am I the top now?
No, you're never the top, but it is your turn.
Oh, honey.
You got a
Hi,
big
everyone.
storm coming. Sorry,
Yeah, big storm coming for you. Hi, everyone. As you can see, we're on some funny music now. My name is Satan, or Listen Vamp on the interwebs, and tonight I will be bringing to you Phelan, our resident sad boy, and our deluge elf mage. He uses he, him, and I use she and any pronouns.
Hello, I am Jill, also known as Ghosty JK on the internet, and today I will be playing Beverly, a human warrior, who is a bit conflicted. We're having internal dialogue. It's not great. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Hello, everyone. I am Torn, or Torn Talks Creativity on the internet. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Oriana, the human rogue, who is skittish. Might be the best way to describe her. She's fine. Just right away. She's fine. It's fine.
Hello. I'm Sakaya, and I'm known as Sakaya on the internet. I go by she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Eranon, who also goes by she, her pronouns, and I need to get dressed.
Yeah. Yeah, last session was a lot. And they overcame a lot of things. And also they leveled up. We're no longer level 1. We're level 2, everybody.
Level 2.
Level 2. We did that when we were off stream, so we are all ready and prepared and have some experience under our belt.
Can I just put out that I rolled a 1 to add to my hit points, and I also have a -1 to my hit point, like little thing. So I rolled 0. I have the exact same amount of hit points that I had at level 1. I just want everyone to know that.
Yeah, can we?
Honey, you're such a top.
Can we get some F's in chat for Phelan's hit points, please? Yeah, F's in chat.
F for Phelan.
Yeah, F for Phelan. That's what that stands for, right?
Yeah.
The last session, after a little bonding on the road and establishing the buddy system, and seeing 3 mysterious, well-armored riders pass them by in a hurry, the group all came to a halt when the eerie silence that filled the space is pierced by the sounds that send chill down their spines. Darkspawn, and they were closing in. The fight is a frantic and desperate thing. Our gathered 5 are many things, but fighters they are not. Some very clutch moments happen, including Bev sweeping the legs out from under one and bashing it with her paddle. iconic. The most shocking turn of events was the sudden lance of magic that was flung towards one of the Darkspawn, followed by some healing. Our little elf boy is a mage. As the fight wraps and our heroes stand over the Darkspawn that they have managed to defeat, thoughts are collected and Phelan turns to leave the party. He's stopped, however, and he tries to reason out why leaving is the best option for everyone, only to be met with care and understanding. The promise of decompression and further discussion when they get the next chance to rest is offered. And so, my lovely players, you've got 3 days of travel ahead of you, roughly, provided there are no unusual circumstances. Your first notable destination ahead of you is the town of Southreach. Lengthy travel can be a good time to decompress. It can be good to clear out your thoughts. It can also be a time to overthink, depending on who you are and how you're built. You're also able to take a more reasonable pace currently so that you can make it to your destination in one piece. So I'd like to know, over the course of the first day of travel, what is it that your character is spending their time doing? If we can just take it, we can go in the order of our intros. Starts with them. What do you think you may have been doing for that day? This can involve just a brief summary. It can involve a scene you would like to play out. What are you doing?
I think Kana. I mean, honestly, I think like number one on Kana's agenda right now is find a good time to talk to Phelan, because she really wants to talk to Phelan. So I think that's all I got. But we can wait on that.
No, that's what these moments are for. I'm offering it to you on a platter. You can, throughout the course of a day, it makes sense to rest at intervals, certainly to just snack up and give the Jessicas a chance to rest. Not that they need it, absolute tanks that they are. However, perhaps during one of these moments of respite, you're able to sidle on up to Phelan.
He, as you're whispering to him, he does not register.
Fair enough. Hey, Phelan.
No.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry to take you out of your thoughts, I guess.
I can't hear very well on this side, so.
Walks around to the other side of man. Now I'm over here. I just, this might be a little silly, but, other day, I know I didn't want to interrupt your situation because you were you seemed very comfortable to be not talking to a lot of people at the time, which I get, trust me. But I saw you got really excited about those rocks that you got, and I really like rocks myself. I deal with them a lot. This is silly. If you want, I know how to take care of rock. If you want help making them all like glossy and pretty and shiny, I can use my special knowledge to help you out. If you want, I feel this is maybe a silly conversation. I just wanted to.
You can do that?
Yeah. You know, a lot of my like mixtures and chemicals and stuff I didn't pack up with me, but you know, I at least know which rocks will and will not melt if I try to wash them with water. You know, I can give it a good go.
He reaches for the little pouch of rocks, and kind of opens it up. It's like, well, they gave me one for each, so I was just gonna try and like make something for you guys.
That's cool. You know, and a lot of people really like having little accents in their stuff with.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a good idea after everything.
I think. What do you mean? Oh. Hey, as far as I'm considered, you're still part of the gang. You know, if anyone says different, I'll let him know what's up. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't joke about violence like that, but I know it's probably not the easiest thing to carry around with you, but personally, I think it's pretty cool.
Thanks.
And I know this might be too. I know we don't know each other the best. Half the time back in Lothering, I called you kid because you were the new guy in town, and it was easier than learning your name. But this might.
That's
anyway.
fair.
I'm sorry about that. I feel bad.
It's fine. I don't think a lot of people knew my name anyway.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a small town, newcomers kind of get a little bit of a hard time. I think I was maybe paying back what I got without really thinking about it.
I mean, to be fair, I just thought it's because I was an elf.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I don't care about that personally. I mean, not that I don't care. You know what I mean. Sorry.
I think
Anyway.
so.
You are good just the way you are.
Thanks.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make is, I know you said you weren't really sure where you were headed. Ultimately.
Yeah. I don't really have anywhere I need to be at.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, and I'm trying to get to my daughter and try to make sure she has someplace safe to be. And I know that for probably different reasons, a safe place to be is probably pretty important for you. And I have pretty high standards of safety for my own daughter, so if I manage to find a place for her to be, you're more than welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. If you need time to figure out what you're doing, or even if you want to just stay.
Thank you. I'll think about it. I don't want to stay around rain too much and be a danger to her.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying is any place that's safe enough for my daughter. I have pretty high standards, like I said. I think you'd be safe with us.
I get that. It's kind of hard to be safe when I myself can become the danger. I don't know if you know a lot about mages.
Yeah, I've heard some stories. I've never, to my knowledge, talked to a mage before. So I don't really know how much of those are stories and how much of that's true.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of it might be exaggerated. But it's possible to turn into something dangerous if I'm not careful enough. Even if I don't use magic. Let alone what can happen if I do use magic. And I like rain. Reminds me of my sister.
I didn't know you
and
had
I
a
don't.
sister.
Well, yeah, stepsister, but but yeah, it's I'm not safe to be around. Not for long periods of time. I get why people are afraid. I mean, I grew up with it. It was common to train people, a certain amount of people at least, in magic. And I grew up learning and training, and I know how to control it to the best of my abilities, but I can't assure you nothing bad will happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty tough. I think I could shove you away if I needed to. Hit me with all them lasers you want.
it's it's not that.
No, I know. I know. I get your concerns. I do. Um, maybe I'm a fool for thinking it, but it doesn't change my mind about how I feel about it. I'll keep an eye out. If you look like if there's anything I can do to help you keep a lid on it, I really don't know what I'm talking about with this, but
As long as I don't, I suppose, get emotions when they get strong and boil over can be dangerous for mages. I try to keep a level head most of the time. So
all right. Don't piss failing off. Got it.
there's more emotions that aren't anger.
No, yeah.
But thank you. Um I really do appreciate it.
It's no big deal, you know.
It is. To me at least.
Well, it's just I don't know. Feels like the natural right thing to do. I don't know. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Here. Take the bag of rocks and hand them to you.
Sweet. I will return these to you shinier than ever.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And if you need any help with any of those gifts you want to make, any metal working you might need, I got you.
Sure. I was just gonna see what I could do with some leather, ribbons and straps and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to step on your toes, Gifts are personal, right?
Yeah. Thank you for the rocks.
Yeah.
And the safety.
Anytime, bud.
Okay.
Clap him on the shoulder.
Stumbles forward.
Adorable. Love you guys. Okay. Beautiful. Anything else notable for Kana during this first day?
I don't think so. I think I don't know. I think she's just kind of keeping an eye on everybody, just trying to gauge how everyone's doing. Doesn't want anyone to feel like they need to leave, so keeping an eye out for any I don't know. I was gonna say any hurt feelings, and then I was like, well, gonna keep an eye to see if any of them.
We got a couple flighty
where
ones.
they're at.
Yeah. Make sure we've got no runners. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right.
You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So, Phelan, aside from that scene, what do you think Phelan is getting up to?
As boring as it may be, Phelan's just been I think noticeably, like physically a little bit away from the group. Not in like I'm 30 steps behind, but people are congregating towards the front of the car. Then he's like kind of in the back of the cart, and kind of keeping to himself aside from the conversation with Kana.
Yeah.
But if they're resting, they kind of just pick at leaves or flowers and just start kind of mindlessly weaving them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in the more than regular. The I'm not talking to people unless someone talks to me.
Yeah, I feel you. Do you think he is in the camp of being out here and walking around is a great way to clear your mind, or is it a now I can just spend lengthy amounts of time overthinking?
I think it's a battle between both.
Why not both? Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah.
He's trying to clear his mind. But there's still that nagging feeling of everything happening, and how everybody else feels, and how he really appreciates what Kana has offered. But he's also very much aware of the dangers, and he didn't want to like be super explicit and be like and explain everything and scare Kana away. Though he doesn't think many things can scare Kana.
Yep.
But there's like moments of like he's focusing and hyper fixating on something visual, and then his mind's like, but what if they killed you at night? What if they turned you over? What if you become an abomination? What if you hurt them? And as someone with anxiety, as an actual person, the what ifs is really what kills you.
Oh yeah. It's like, have you thought about the secret third option?
Like, no, I didn't, but thanks.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what they've been doing. They've been staying pretty quiet, humming something to kind of keep their mind busy. But other than that,
Okay. Beautiful. Beverly.
I think Bev is going to try and have a conversation with Aranan. If that's okay.
I was gonna have one with you, so that's fine.
Twinsies! Spider-Man pointing meme.
Can I
yeah.
Can I explain how I might join you?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if you're leading the cart, I might do that. Sort of skip up behind you, put my arms around your waist, leave my chin on your shoulder, and that kind of like the really awkward hug that makes it really from behind that makes it really difficult for the person in the front to walk. So
To
I'm doing
walk,
that,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, Beverly.
Hi, Aranan.
Help a girl out. I don't want to make my way all the way to South Reach in my underskirts.
I was going to mention this actually. I have that bag of laundry you're welcome to look through. I've got a couple of skirts to choose from.
I think trousers.
Trousers.
I think it's going to be that kind of journey.
Right. I've got... Start searching through while we're walking. Got 3 pairs of breeches for you to choose from.
Beverly's like the Matrix, but with clothes instead of weapons.
I have a definitive list of the stuff that is in this laundry bag, so we'll see how long that goes.
Nice pair of sort of brown breeches. That'll do fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can easily hand those over. That'll definitely save you some embarrassment when we do finally run into some civilization.
I mean, it probably wasn't going to embarrass me, but...
Well, I didn't want to assume.
I'm teasing.
I know it wouldn't embarrass me, but like, it's clothing, right?
Exactly.
I see everyone's unmentionables all day, every day, so it's just.
Well, these are going to need good drumming with that paddle. Which,
That I can do. Although, it really does need a wash after that fight.
yeah, I'm kind of scared should any of us misbehave around you now, seeing how you can.
You should be.
I am B.
Hmm.
Seriously.
I actually,
Welcome.
I did want to ask you something.
Okay.
You've been very attentive to everyone, it seems, or at least maybe not outwardly. Quiet support for everyone, and just wondering if anyone has asked you how you're doing.
I've not done anything more than one should.
No, it's greatly appreciated. You're very, very helpful. Sweet girl to have around.
But no one has yet.
I mean, you've got to be worried about your family back home, right? I mean, I know I didn't see my parents leaving Lothering, so it's not the same, but maybe I understand a little bit.
Everyone flashes her eyes at the rest of the group to see if this is kind of like a private conversation, and yeah, sort of goes a little bit more hush. So it's just her and Bev. I think I'm having to get used to the idea that they're gone. Beverly, I don't think anyone could survive not where they're situated. They're right down in the mountains.
I don't want to tell you what to believe, but I also don't want to tell you to give up that hope that it's possible.
Yeah, but I feel like it's the hope that might just break me, you know? I'm happy that we've got this stress and that we've got this journey. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's keeping my mind away from what could be.
I think I understand. Yeah, just let me know if you ever need or want to talk about it, because I, again, maybe don't have the same understanding, but I would like to help you out if I can, even if it's just sitting with you for a little bit.
I like it very much. Yeah, and thank you. It's nice to have somewhere to. I can't hope that they're alive, Bev. I can't.
Bev will just reach out and grab Arenan's hand and give it a squeeze as they're walking.
Hand in hand for a little bit.
We'll figure it out together.
Yeah, I'd like that.
She'll kind of like give you a kiss on the temple, just a very quick peck. We've got this, at least for now.
And Aranan kind of just looks to the other side of Bev, just up in the trees, just as they're strolling, so she can't see the tear fall down her cheek. As Bev has brought back a memory from when she was very young, a mother that she never really knew how she would kiss her.
I love you guys so much. Absolutely beautiful scene. Oriana, what do you think you were doing with this first day?
Let's follow that beauty with anxiety.
Hell yeah. We're
we
doing
just
the full range of emotions today, everyone.
Hello. Is this for the 3 days, just to clarify, or just for the day?
The one, yeah.
Have we had a nighttime moment at all?
No, not yet. But we can pull in closer to evening, should you wish. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to sit and talk as a 5 while you camp tonight, and then we'll blend those last 2 days together.
Then not as much anxiety. You're good.
Okay.
As far as for
Oriana, only 1 day worth. It's fine.
Only 1 day. It's fine. Oriana is like, especially during the day when everybody we're rotating, we're trying to make sure we're going to get there as quickly as we can without overexerting. Honestly, she's got her head on a swivel. She's doing what she has been doing thus far, making sure that if we hear weird things, if we have to catch food, anything like that, Oriana is on that job.
Beautiful. Yeah. There is nothing overly taxing, given that there's quite a wide open space around you. In your task, it's not like you need to necessarily roll for that or anything. Things seem. The further that you travel, the less impression that you're getting that the land is quite so affected. Around Lothering, especially as you traveled towards the outskirts, a little to the south, you were noticing effects in the animals being spooked, running towards you, definitely trying to get away from the south. And the way that even just the land was starting to feel a little wrong. It hasn't quite entrenched itself yet at this part of our timeline, but there was bad vibes for sure. And the further that you're traveling, the easier things feel, the fresher the air seems to get, and the more animals seem to be behaving the way you would hope, which perhaps puts some things at ease. You would know better than most that a sign of trouble, the earliest signs you're going to get are from the animals. They know things that we don't. They can feel things that we don't, or at least we've stopped learning how to do it. And it definitely feels like you're traveling away from the trouble. It's still going to sit a little in your stomach that it really wasn't that long ago that you were attacked. Wasn't that far away from where you are. So their ability to come here, their speed at which they are spreading is perhaps still troubling. You can't rest easy yet.
And I think she's also trying to put down the thought of where we're going.
Yeah.
There's a lingering, this was not the direction I was going initially.
Yeah.
This is not great.
As you sit with that and you head in the direction that you're heading, you don't need to give me exact thoughts, but I would like to know the most dominant emotion, and 3 that are strong. What do you think you were feeling?
Definitely for Oriana, the dominant is, I guess scared would be the polite way, but oh shit. The not polite way of,
a dread.
Yeah, because there's a lot of danger to the south, but that doesn't mean that's the only danger. And then 3 strong ones are just longing for what she was going to do initially anyway. Or well, sorry, no, not initially. What she now needs to do. Because she knows that she has other people that she wants to make sure are okay. And then the feeling of wanting to hide and then wanting to run. Because as lovely as these people are, and she does like them a lot, she can be faster and smaller and in the shadows on her own.
Yeah.
So don't perceive me vibe.
Yeah. And that looming doom of running back south won't work.
No.
Running to the north is scary. You're very limited in where you can go right now.
Yeah.
Thought it was another cat fight. It was crows.
Okay, I was
Ominous.
like, and then she runs because
Maybe you
God
can hear,
was
yeah.
like, hey.
Hey, I could hear like 3 really angry crows coming your way. And as we've learned, swooping is bad. So, not the swooping.
Books it immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Trying real hard not to be perceived.
Yes, and a little bit of plotting of I kind of know this road a little bit. Where can I branch off?
Yeah, there's a couple options. One, you are also flanked on a third side, the secret third option of like the Brazilian forest.
Yeah, see, because not to, she's aware of it.
Yeah.
And the
I think
outskirts
you would
of it.
be. Yeah.
On certain areas, but yeah.
You've heard
she
the
knows
story.
not to
We've
go
all
too
heard
deep.
the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
For anyone watching that maybe doesn't know about this lore, and mostly so that I can see Emily's face, the Brazilian forest has werewolves. Yeah.
And other scary things.
Other scary things. Big trees that move. However, werewolves. Okay. All right. Noted.
Yeah.
A flighty little bean. Lastly, Iranin, we have seen one scene from your day. Is there anything else that you are doing, achieving, thinking about? What is this first day looking like for you?
So I'd like to bring it towards the evening now, so I'm the last one.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think following along from what Beverly said, Aranon will be getting ready to kind of like start cooking up some of the stuff, trying to feed everyone in the party. I think I might argue that this is the very last of her like condiments and herbs and spices and stuff, and from this point on it might get a bit bland. But if
season meat, no,
this is yeah. I'm going to ask Torin's opinion on this. Aranan has a pretty high EQ. Her stats are all to do with like reading others, and I feel Oriana is like our main hunter, and she gathers the majority of the food. But Aranan helps a little bit here and there because of her background. Would she spot the potential flight risk, do you think?
I totally want to say no, but now I'm like level 2. She's
level 2.
Yeah, and
Communication 5.
Wish. And the thing is, honestly, Oriana's actually quite young. Given her background, she might be trained to lie a little more, but definitely there's moments of distraction where you're going to see that break, and it's going to be pretty easy to tell that she's incredibly anxious, if nothing else.
Wearing a mask an entire day is exhausting. Even the Orlesians would struggle at that.
Right. And especially a young Ferelden girl. Probably not.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of thinking, this isn't just about Aranon being able to pick up on people. This is about like some of our background similarities, and that maybe the moments where you might drop your mask a little bit would be out in the woods when we're hunting or
and on the road you would see her fidget a lot, like the broke ass tassels that are holding her.
I think it takes a level of, we can call it emotional intelligence, but just people intelligence to understand that if you have somebody who is your lookout and they look nervous, like you would know to watch your lookout to see what they're thinking. Because if they're nervous, that means you might need to be nervous. So paying attention to Oriana very specifically, even out of the others, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll allow this then, Torin,
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is like maybe the campfire's already been put together. We're coming back from the woods with like a brace of something, or whatever, and this is just approaching camp. And I think Aranon's gonna. There might be a little bit of quiet for a bit of the way, and then she'll sort of say, "This is kind of. This is nice. This is different. Having you all with me. I travel alone for most of the year. And when I'm not traveling by myself, I'm someone's. Whatever they want me to be. And I like it. I like the alone time. But there's so many dangers, and I think given how things are, we're lucky that we've got such a strong unit. I'm really glad you're with us.
Thanks. I am too. I get having to not be who you are as well. And it's nice to find people that you seem like you can be. So I'm glad for you.
Yeah, I mean, not being me is so practiced now that there's probably more me than those that are around.
Yeah.
But
I've had a little taste of that. I know how that feels. You just see her pull some of the mud, like
yeah.
it's itchy. I admit I don't know. I like traveling alone. They seem nice though. I mean, they were in Lothering too, so it's nice to see that they're still nice under pressure. You know, people can change when they get met with scary things.
Yeah, I mean, wow, yeah. They really showed their mettle.
Yeah, they did. And I think you would even see her like where she was holding the knives and the you know, because she had to get up and close and attack. Like that's probably the only part of her that her skin that's clean right now. And she's kind of like rubbing and
Snaps.
there's even and there's even like a little bit of a shake to her fingers on that one if it's getting close to night. And the down tank when your anxiety and your adrenaline is so high, and now that we're getting close to sleep and we're tired, like you're starting to see that come through a little bit more. She's definitely wiped off her hands. Yeah.
I ran from home when I was too young to be running from home. And it was the right thing for me to do. I kept telling myself. And the years went by. And I started to regret that decision.
What about
And
now?
I was heading home.
I see.
I was heading home to apologize. And now I can't.
Was there a good reason though that you left? Even if you feel bad about it, I mean, you don't have to tell me what it is. I just I'm trying to get home. I was just curious.
We'll get you home. And
I
I know
hope
you're
so.
quick and strong and clever.
No, I don't know about strong, but quick. I was trained to be.
But it's still hard doing everything by yourself. I've learned that.
Some ways, right? And in others, it's a little easier. I don't know. I feel responsibility, I guess, but I feel responsibility in other places too. My mom's alone. And I don't want her to face whatever the maker that was. And you
No.
just hear the shake like in the inhale. Like that's horrible.
I understand.
And I know that, the others, they haven't really been on the road from what I heard and, saw, but I don't want y'all to have to do that alone. As much as I would like to go find my mom.
Who says we can't do both?
Yeah. Brennan, I really don't want to go to Denerim. I know we're on the way there, but I don't know how to ask to not go. If that makes any sense. Like, I know they feel better in big groups, but
Let's see how Southreach is. We'll check it out. We'll reconvene. We'll see how the group feel. I don't know. I mean, I thought, given everything that was going on, a big city would be somewhere safe, but I'm not that sold on it either. All my exes are in Denerim.
yeah, I could see how that would be weird. Yeah, I don't have any exes, but there are some unfortunate people in Denerim. They're all not very nice.
Look, I'm not going to probe, but whenever you need to talk, I'm here. And we'll see what the others think.
Okay. I think she actually kind of like hugs your arm a little bit. And she's like, I promise the mud is caked. It's not going to get your dress dirty. And just snuggles a little bit.
I don't care about mud.
I
know it
know,
looks like I do.
Well, but Beverly has so many clothes.
Eranan specifically doesn't hug you. She lets you do the hugging.
Yeah, and she's not like going to wrap around you. It's just your arm,
on
like
the arm, yeah.
little tiny little mouse.
Yeah. And then we kind of enter the camp, I guess, and Eranan, big smile, straight to the cooking pot, and just starts like shouting across the, well, not shouting across the camp, but calling to everyone, hey, you're gonna
Get
do this.
wood.
Yeah.
And I think Oriana would like immediately, like once we get in, view of everybody, just kind of let go, and I'll go get wood. And like adjust, like the hood comes back up and just scampers away.
All right. So with food being brought to camp, the fire is lit. The fire is lit. You are able to. Sorry, I can't help myself. You're able to get some rest for the day. Night wraps itself around you, and the fire is a welcome warmth. It is not the warmest time of year, and you're able to eat and figure out how you're resting. You still don't have proper bedrolls, most of you, or ways of resting easily. The ground is your friend today, but I imagine with the two people that you have, you would know that if you can go close enough, wherever there are trees that are likely leaf litter, and that can be soft enough, And you're all able to kind of congregate a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you would like to help each other have a restful evening, but as you're winding down and finishing up your food, and the prospect of maybe taking watch comes in, then how restful can you really be after what you encountered so recently? The first time for most, if not all of you, you've been in an actual fight, not just bar brawls. They count, but they also don't count. As we're around the campfire, I would like to know, and we can collectively do this as a scene of 5. I don't feel we have to branch off necessarily. Who is offering up means to help others seek some comfort as you get ready for rest? Is anybody doing anything to self-soothe that maybe people can pick up on? Just like a nice little collective moment with you all to decompress and sit with your bellies that are actually quite full. That was some nice food. It was well seasoned. Maybe your last well seasoned meal for a couple days, so make the most of that.
And we'll have true for Elden food that has no seasoning. It's fine.
Absolutely. Okay. We boil it all down together until it's gray sludge, but it's real tasty and what you need it to.
Phelan is, he probably again helped kind of put together wood for or branches or twigs for the fire, and he kept a few of the smaller ones that weren't really useful, and takes out a small knife and it just starts whittling whatever you see him, that whatever he the scraps, he'll put them in a little pouch as fire starter for later. But he just starts, it's just different animals, nothing too fancy, it's kind of very basic.
Is it a bear?
I was about to say bear. Yes,
that's just
did you know? Yeah.
And did you know there's 9 types of bear now?
We were like, I wonder what this 9 one looks like, and you're like trying to
yeah, it's got spikes coming out of it. Yeah. But yeah, he's just whittling, and while he's doing so, his mind is kind of, I think now he's kind of mostly worried about his family and people he knew, and hoping that they are long gone from this area. But he's, I think, at least the one ear that's visible is twitching every so often, as in he's listening to what's happening around him.
Okay. Y'all can see this. Everyone's doing these things out in the open.
Oh, Emily, I can't hear you.
Emily, no.
Emily. Oh,
I hear your chair, but not your voice. There you are.
Okay, I don't know what that was. Sorry.
Just act through your chair.
Interpretive chair dance.
No, I think kind of body doubling Phelan a little bit. Sitting not on the same log, but on a nearby log with. I think she's got. I don't know which of these crystals are good for water and are not, but Kana does. So whatever isn't gonna dissolve in the water, she's got in a little cup of water at her feet, and she's just kind of gently pushing them side to side with her feet so that they're getting some water, so that there's some motion in the water to try to help get them clean, and whatever's not, and she'll do this with the ones that are in the water last, but it's just taking a dry cloth and just very gently getting them clean. Probably wishing she has her chemicals, but I think internally she is probably replaying the battle in her mind, not on purpose. Probably would be wishes she could think of other things, but she's never killed anything before, and didn't really, mean to, but kind of was cool with, not upset about it at the time, but I think just, especially, they're obviously monstrous, but they're a little humanoid, and I think it's just, I don't think it's very visibly apparent. I think outwardly it just looks like she's very focused on what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she's
It's a little troubling because they were the same height as dwarves.
yeah.
On that note.
On that note, yeah, you're sitting, keeping yourself busy, in your hands so that, trying to help with the busy mind. But probably looking equally as pensive as Phelan.
Phelan gives the bear to Kana.
Oh.
Starts working on a little hawk wing. He just nods. He doesn't even look at you while he passes it to you. Just puts it next to you.
I think Kana gets distracted, just like smiling at it in her hand for a little bit.
Yeah.
Kana reminds him of a mama bear.
Oh! Emotional damage. Okay. Love that. Love that for us. Okay. What are the others doing?
I think Bev is helping clean up after dinner. Because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I make food, the worst part is the cleanup.
Yeah.
So, like, any help you can get with that is always great. So I think Bev is going to help Arana and Oriana clean up everything afterwards. Just because she doesn't like sitting and watching other people do the work. She would like to be involved. Makes her feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. The night will certainly come. You guys know that you will have to rest now. I'm assuming you take it in turns. We're not necessarily going to roll this out like we have shifts and we make rolls for everything, but I'd like to know if people are taking watch, if there's something specific that you think you do when you are watching over the camp, given how dark it is. I will say, you all note, because I just need it entered absolutely into the lore of my story, in the game setting, that the light from the fire at night kind of catches in the back of Phelan's eyes and gets that little like cat eye reflective thing at times, especially if you like wander off into the dark to like do something and then come back and it's as you're coming back there's like this little glow in the back of your eyes. Because it's a demon.
He's in the shadows, but all you see is the eyes.
Because listen, there are a number of us here who this is our special interest and lore and what have you, but it's one of my favorite little bits that they don't bring into any of the computer games, but it is absolutely in their actual lore. So that's a thing. But yeah, are you taking watch? Because we don't necessarily need all 5 people, but maybe you do. Does anybody team up? And what sort of thing do you think you would be doing?
Can I team up with Whiskey?
Absolutely, you can team up. Listen,
Bev has a hard time hearing, so she's gonna use her dog to alert her if there's anything rustling around.
It's a service dog.
Oh my god, he is the service dog.
I
should say, Maker. Sorry.
Oh, Maker. Maker's breath. Yeah, Maker's breath, but you're beautiful is one of the best lines of the game, by the way. Okay,
Stop.
Stop. Yes, you can absolutely take a watch with him. You will notice that more so than he'd ever really did in the village, Whiskey has been high alert, on full goodbye mode, like tail and ears almost always to attention. He's not having those moments of like playful rest. He'll sit and he'll have like little snoozes, but he's not being playful dog. He is picking up on the emotional energy of the people around him, the emotional energy of his mama, and is tapping into that deep-rooted instinct that Mabari have during times of war, to be defenders. So while you're having this watch, he is his pointy ears.
And make sure to periodically give him like a little head rub.
I'd like to point out real quick that, much like I was, Phelan was going to volunteer for first watch, but then heard Bev was doing it, so he volunteered for last watch.
But buddy system.
Mama doesn't love me anymore.
Take it back.
Oh, guys. Okay. Very good. Don't love that for us. No.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So, does anyone else have any strong feelings about what they likely do? Because there's different ways of being on watch, especially when you're a group your size, when you don't really have a proper camp per se. And who knows where the threats can come from. So,
I think one thing I'd like to establish is that I don't even remember, but the previous night I mentioned that I'd lent my bedroll to Phelan and I slept in the cart.
Yeah.
And I think I've kind of just given it to him.
Okay.
So Phelan has my bedroll now.
He would have given it back. He is
yeah.
comfortable sleeping on the ground. He has done this before.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
If that's then your preferred method, then yeah.
pine needles are comfy. Okay, sorry.
But I think
crunchy.
kind of wanders a little bit sometimes. Like her watches, she walks a lot, like around the edge of the camp, and does actually like watch and listen for sounds. But she spends that with making her way quietly back into the camp. She'll like pull the blanket back over Oriana because it's slipped off slightly, or just move an uncomfortable rock away from Kanar, that kind of thing. Just sort of in and out of the camp, just kind of like ghosting around, sort of paying attention, but
Another thing for you to pay attention to, I think, whilst people are sleeping, especially after first watch, Whiskey's having one of those like dreams. It looks like he's chasing something.
I was just thinking that Bev probably like cuddles with them, like how like they'll like get like into like the little kidney bean shape where they all curl up, and Bev would like use him as a pillow. So if he starts twitching, she's probably like.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. And so you've got Bev like croissanting around the kidney bean dog, and his little leggies are and he's making like little boufy sounds, but it doesn't sound like it's necessarily a happy dream, so you can go over and give him little head pat.
Little squishes. Probably sneak him like a little bit of like leftover veal fat or something.
He'll do that sleepy half awake, like I'm awake enough to like have this snack and then I'm gonna go back to sleep. He seems to ease after that. Okay, very good. Sorry. I will say that as you wander, you'll notice something. You're kind of hitting that darkest point in the evening for your watch. And as you look out, you understand the lay of this land pretty well, especially this road in particular is a common one for you. And you can see that like far enough away that it's not anything nearby. In fact, you could call out at the moment and they probably wouldn't even hear you. It is quite a distance away, but you can see little pockets, maybe 2 or 3, of what you can only assume to be other campfires. There's no real other detail to make up. It is very dark. But
I think she sort of expects that these are kind of like a refugee wave all pushing up.
Yeah.
And everyone a bit scared to kind of like hook up with each other just in case.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, keep an eye on them. Mention them to whoever she hands over watch to.
Yeah. Phelan, if you are last watch, do you stick tight to the camp or do you do a little bit of a perimeter?
He does a perimeter, mostly kind of like clockwise, because he's keeping his. Trying to figure out. I think his bad ear is the right one, so he keeps the right ear to the camp, and then his left ear to the outside. But he does a perimeter, check. He knows how to do watches. He's aware he's done this before. He's been taught how to. especially in areas of danger. So it tries to be as quiet as possible. And I think towards the once everyone starts waking up, he will kind of climb up a tree and give like a little bit of a bird's eye view.
Okay, go give me a wee perception check just to see how much detail you're able to pick up.
Just a wee perception check. 'Cause I'm a
Cheeky wee bit,
little-
just a wee bit.
I'm a
Just
wee
a little-
little
just-
boy.
Roll wits awareness for me.
Stop it. 14. Better than my wits awareness.
You're welcome for the trauma.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. You're able to pick up a few things. You can see there is a group of about 4 people. They're a little ways down the path, so making out exact details is a little difficult, but it's 4 people with like one of those little like pooled carts. Whoever is pulling that cart is having a tough time. But you can see that they're heading in the direction that you've been traveling, so they're coming from wherever you guys were.
Okay. Just keeping an eye out. But he doesn't make move to unlike Bev, he doesn't make move to wave them over.
Okay. The others are asleep right now, so it's up to you how you
Yeah.
wanna.
Can I get closer to see who is?
Yeah, you can go. Are you trying to do it quietly?
Yes. I don't think I'm good at stealthing, but I'm gonna try my best.
Mm-hmm.
Phelan
Okay.
just falls out of the tree on top of
It's
him.
stop.
I'm gonna. I mean, we've been rolls right, but this I would find great entertainment in seeing how you do, because the dice do tell us right. Maybe you're gonna be stealthy as fuck.
My dex isn't too bad. Is it
No.
dexterity?
Yeah, it surely is.
16 with 2 stun points, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Okay, you get a little closer. You kind of stick behind trees. You use the fact that you wear a lot of earthy tones yourself, and just sneaking around. Oh no, I see. I'm just like I'm in Breath of the Wild, like.
yeah.
Lucas
I'm
just,
like, it's
sneaking
fine.
around. Yeah,
I look
We
like
listen,
him.
yeah.
It's fine.
Sneak.
Sneak suit.
We can see the little like sound bar. You're pretty quiet. You can see that there is a collection of people, and you would recognize that you don't necessarily know them all, and certainly not by name. But these are people from Lothering. And one of them, who's looking a little haggard and stressed, is Enid the barmaid.
Did.
Enid!
Oh. 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me catch my breath. Okay. Character discussion. What was my himbo's name?
Eddard.
Eddard. Okay.
Eddard and Enid.
Yeah.
Eddard and Enid,
Eddard
yeah.
and Enid. I was like, it's not Edward.
Yeah. I don't know how much time you've necessarily spent with Enid, but you've had to sit and listen to talk about Enid a lot.
Yeah. He has probably sat at the bar with Eddard because
Yeah.
Eddard didn't want to seem like he was just there for Enid. So he was like, hey,
Yeah.
Phelan, you want to go to the bar with me? He's like, oh, I guess. He was third wheeling real bad.
Yeah.
So I think he will then at a safe distance so that if they get scared they don't fucking shoot him.
Okay.
But he just whispers her name. Like calling out. Not like a creepy whisper, but like Enid.
You like there is an immediate look of, like when you startle a cat and they like jump off the ground a little bit.
Oh, especially when all you see is cat
She's
reflection.
like and she looks like her heart just leapt up out of her throat for a second, holds onto the arm of whoever is beside her and looks off into the trees, and then like is a moment of eye narrowing. Phelan,
Hi.
Hi.
You're alive. That's
Yeah, you're
he's
alive.
yeah.
Are you here on your own? Are you okay?
No,
We
I'm
saw. I don't even want to think about what we just saw.
okay. I'm here with some
She's
other
still like
people.
holding on tightly to the arm of this like big dude.
As he's talking, he's looking to see in the group if
Eddard is not there. He's
Okay.
not one of them. It's
That's
just
fine.
just some other rando villager number 3 and 5, and that's 8. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
They do have names.
Yeah.
But they don't. There's no Eddard there. No, and not necessarily people that you have interacted overly much.
Do you know what happened to Eddard? He said he was gonna go find you.
I did see him. And we started running together. But at some point we got separated. So
Okay.
I don't know where he is.
It's okay. I'm just glad that you're okay. He's really worried about you. I'm here with Beverly and Kana and Erna. I don't know if you know her. And then Oriana. I think she lives in the woods. She's covered in mud all the time.
I don't recognize the name, but there was someone who was sometimes a little dubby, so
You know Bev and Kana.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys okay? Do you need
She looks at the others.
rest?
You can see that they look kind of yeah, they look a little shell shocked, and they all kind of look at each other. Some rest would be good, I think. We were going to rest just a little ways back, and then we came across this like horribly bloody scene and got really scared, so we just kept going through the night. So
Oh,
I if you think
like
here is safe,
like
then
people?
I don't
Oh.
think they're people.
Oh. And what Phelan's just like wide-eyed, trying not to say. He just looks surprised to Enid, but he's like yeah, no, but we're safe. I was on watch when I saw you guys. And I mean, I don't know the rest of you to be honest, but I know you.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, yeah, you know their faces. The others may
Yeah.
recognize their names, but you can see
Yeah.
one guy, the one that like had his arm clutched onto you, looks like he's built like a fridge. You know, like he's just
Phelan's just like
big and square, like just broad. And one of those things where it's like, it's
you're-
not like I'm a big muscly man. It's
no,
like, you
it's
know,
like a
there's like a
strong man.
density.
There's like
Yeah,
a
strong man. Yeah, world's strongest man competition style. Like he
yeah.
looks, whatever his job is, that is heavy labor that he's been
Yeah.
doing.
I don't doubt that there's a point where Faye's like, well, you're really big.
You're
Wow.
real big. And then there is a woman who looks like she's middle-aged. She has like sort of sandy straw-colored hair that maybe was once in an updo. It's doing its own thing right now. And she's wearing clothes that looked not necessarily like upper class, but clearly somebody who had a bit of means, certainly, as much as Lothering is going to allow. It's not a place that had like, you know, posh houses or anything, but somebody who had a little bit of
Upper middle
status,
class.
perhaps. Yeah. And then there is this wiry young guy who is perhaps ages with you, looks like he's maybe early 20s, possibly late teens, that kind of whereabouts. Hard to tell because the face is real dirty right now.
I'm still thinking about that fish of a man.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is me, everyone. Sorry. Out of character.
Yeah.
Continue.
So he's got like a shock of like dark curls on his head, and like like the eyes look quite bright because they're like a light colored green, and then the face is just dirt. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's safe. We have the Jessicas and Whiskey with us as well. You know, there's like 2
You see
mules.
the fridge guy's like, whiskey. Oh, I didn't know anyone would be bringing booze on this trip. You know what? I could really do with a drink.
I'm sorry. That's the dog's name.
Oh.
I'm really sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't
I
mean to get
understand
your
now.
hopes up. I'm sorry.
Right. Are the Jessicas animals to you?
Yes.
Great. Okay. I wasn't sure because maybe it was just like sibling. Would you be siblings and both called Jessica? Probably not, huh?
That'd be really confusing.
Yeah. He just sits and thinks, and you see, like, Enid looks up and just paps the arm, like, it's okay, buddy.
It's that fridge of a man. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, bronze no rain. Yeah, no, but it's safe. You guys can come with.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
We weren't sure where to go.
Yeah. You can
Lots of people were fleeing like out onto the road and heading west and okay. Yeah, you know what? I need rest. I think I need sleep.
Phelan just kind of like pat her arm.
She just like she looks so frazzled right now.
You can sleep over here. And he will kind of like wave him and kind of lead a few feet in front, kind of make it to camp. And he's like, I don't know if anyone's awake, but I brought people over. Like not waking anyone that wouldn't be awake, but if someone's awake, just saying that just in case.
Yeah. Are any of you like real early risers?
I've got a child. I would. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I would get up early to hunt while things are trying to peacefully eat.
So
because Phelan's voice would not wake up anyone.
No.
I get up early to accommodate those that get up early.
Is anybody awake?
If you're whispering, like Oriana's like, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oriana, I found a friend. I think you may know.
Just punches Phelan, waking up out of sleep.
Poor guy. You'll kill him. I didn't get any hit points.
To be honest, Oriana's probably gonna wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just see Phelan in like the rising morning light with the cat eyes.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, what you guys will notice is that like you may notice some sounds, but like Phelan's coming back to camp, so that's not quite so unusual. What you notice is that whatever like the sort of like the way that like early morning sun hits at a nice low angle is suddenly blocked out, and everything gets dark. Where you're sitting for a second and you look up like what the, and you realize it's just like this absolute hench of a guy, blocking out the sunlight.
Yeah.
Hey, number 8. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, those of you who are like villagers will know that this is the hench is Huxley. His family have a farm that's just to the south of Lothering, but is still considered part of the Lothering area. And he does a lot of the big heavy work and works with the big horses and helps with crops rotation rather than animals. The woman is Ruby, who her husband owned what had been a shop that kind of was starting to struggle a little bit just towards the end there before everything happened, but they had some means the way that local merchants tend to, and the young guy is Sonny. He is just one of those villagers. He's like getting old enough now where he probably would have been like, what is my job and role in life going to be, but hadn't quite got there yet. He was still very much living at home with parents, figuring some things out. Fancied himself maybe gonna become a guard, but always got like really nervous when holding like a blade and like trying to fight, and was just terrible at it.
Oh,
So
no.
much so that like those of you that are in on like gossip chit chats will know that he some people will comment on how he was terrible, even at like just defending with the blade in his head. He's clearly not built for fighting, even though he was telling himself he was meant to be a fighter. But certainly I would imagine, particularly Bev, because you clue into all the gossip of Lothering. He's actually a really, really good artist. But it's like one of those private for himself things. So those things are things that you see them and it's like that immediate, I know who these people are.
Yeah.
And then you also see Enid,
Yeah.
who's looking like the low key panic attack is currently really quite high key
panic,
currently.
yeah.
Oh, bristling.
I brought some people. I hope that's okay. They looked like they needed rest.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Please, yes, come in. Sorry, it took me a while to unmute because my cat was like sitting on my keyboard.
Boone is a
Mother.
perfect baby and has never done anything wrong in their life.
Immediately starts putting breakfast scraps together.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, they'll come in and there's just like that immediate wash of relief when they will recognize people. You recognize them. They kind of come in and sit down. They're looking a little wobbly on their feet. They look like what you imagine you probably looked like your first night of just running through the night.
They look like they needed some rest. You can sit. Phelan will start kind of clearing the area of where he was sleeping. You can sleep here. You can rest, and there's some food. I think Aaron, are you? You can. I'm gonna.
You did real good.
just
You were
I
peopling
segue
so
into
well.
that,
Yeah.
I think even
Good
Oriana
job.
would be like, "Wait, we can do it. It's okay."
Yeah.
Just push him away. Like, go sit down.
I could see like Phelan's just starting to dissociate and just like
Slowly gets the 1,000-yard stare. Just
Yeah.
okay. Just
He actually, I think he does that because he's actually very worried about Eder because that was like his one friend that he had.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he made it but then got lost and he's like worried that he's dead.
But yeah, Bev will go up to everyone. I guess as there's like food being put together for just waking up, make sure that everyone has like a place to sit.
Yeah.
Is comfortable. It's like, how long have you guys been traveling? Have you taken any breaks at all?
Yeah. Yes. We've tried to rest where we can. We ran when everyone else did, and for a little spell, I was trying to hide, and that didn't seem like it was going to work. And then I found this slot, and I was so relieved to find them all. And we were going to be camping out last night, and then there was. I mean, did you guys pass what was on the road? Just not terribly far from here.
Phelan looks at all of them for the first time in a while, just making eye contact.
Direct eye contact.
The
We're all
signal
like-
received.
Yeah.
I don't know. What exactly did you see?
Some of those things not alive, thank the maker. There was blood everywhere, and it kind of, I got a little panicked, and then there's like, what if there's more of them? And then so we just ran, and we've just been going all through the night. And I think I'm running on adrenaline, and she's just gonna hold up her hands, and they're like shaking.
Beth will reach forward and just hold her hands and be like, you can rest now.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that everything's okay. I promise.
Now bringing in some water.
Yeah. She
Phelan's gonna go like trying to go pick berries to get some sugar into people.
Yeah.
Don't make me roll. I should know this, right?
No, I'm not gonna make you listen. No,
Don't make me roll.
I only make you guys roll when it's really important, or it'll be funny.
That's fair.
It's fine. You find berries.
Mm.
Found my berries. So, you can go and find your bit. That's fine. You can find those easy enough. She will take the water and like has that dry mouth that shock gives you, and an exhaustion, and having been just on the run for a very long time, and just starts like glugging it down. And then like immediately will feel guilty at like drinking that much water in case it's quite scarcer. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
I literally, about time we served you, hey?
And she like smiles, and it's like there's just a sudden burst, it seems, of whatever tension
Nervous
has been
energy.
super tight in her, of like maybe the first time she smiled in about 3 days.
Here's some berries.
Thank you.
I just imagine Phelan sliding into the scene.
Oh yeah, he's like, here's some berries, and he leaves.
But it's like anime where you're drawn in a slightly lower resolution, like with less
Yeah.
detail than everyone else, and you're just like,
I'm
berries.
just a little shape. I'm just a shape.
Little
Blackberry.
Yeah, little dots for eyes. Yeah, she'll kind of take them from you with a bit of a smile, and just like holds them for a second, and just like processing, and then we'll take a couple and then like start sharing them out with the others.
I'm just so glad that there's more people coming up the road. I thought we were the last ones to make it out of there.
Huxley will speak up at this point, loud and clearly not panicking the way that she is. He seems pretty calm and steady. Yeah, no, there was a bunch of people that ran. We were just like, we scattered, you know, like when you're in the barn and you know the mice just go all sorts of directions. So
Right, yeah. I think I get your meaning.
yeah. So folks were scattering in all kinds of directions, but it's nice to meet some people that were going the direction we were going.
Yeah, do you know where you're headed, or just anywhere away from Lothering?
I don't really know where I am. I mean, I kind of do, because it feels like this was a main road, so probably.
Yeah, I believe we're on the west road. We're headed
Yeah.
towards Southreach.
Yeah. Southreach. It's funny traveling north to get to Southreach.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic.
Don't know if I thought about that too much, but it is. A little ironic.
Yeah.
Guess it'll be south of somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's some berries.
Important places. Oh, thank you, Kaylin. Go. Us Framboys gotta look after each other, right? And he like pats your arm, and it nearly like sends you across the cat like this.
I think
is a
Bev
meaty
like
man.
sees that happening and is like,
Yeah.
no.
Not the boy.
It's just gonna like brace
Yeah.
Phelan so he
My
doesn't
hip
fall over.
points!
Just
What's actually happening is
shakes a couple
Bev is
loose.
just pushing Phelan between.
What I will say is that like you get a pat, and like something like the way that you guys have been sleeping, especially sleeping with so much tension, there's probably quite a lot of like knots up in you, but it actually like shakes something a little loose, and you're like, oh,
Oh.
something popped there, and it felt good. Like
It was audible to everyone.
Just-
a crack.
What
Okay,
happens if you
visit to a
break the mage?
chiropractor.
Should have told him that.
Yeah, you all good though?
Please don't break our boy.
Hey, what's up, Kina?
Hey, how
How's it
y'all
going?
doing?
Hey,
Good to see you,
good.
Hugs.
Yeah.
Glad you made it.
Yeah.
Welcome. Glad I was gonna say we doubled Lothering's population just now, but I guess there's more of us, which is even better.
Yeah.
They made it.
Yeah. Well, you know, quite a few folks were making it. We passed a few just as we were coming out. They were heading like direct north. A few seemed to be going towards Redcliffe. Actually, it's where a big chunk of people went. You know, Redcliffe
Makes
feels like it
sense.
might be safe. Yeah. It just happened to be on the wrong part of town when this happened. But you know, we picked up little Enid here, and he like ruffles her hair. Glad we could keep her safe.
I'm glad too.
Yeah.
In the background, Phelan's just giving berries to Sunny. And then Ruby.
Yeah. Sunny will take them and start eating. It's looking a little out of sorts, I guess. A little quieter.
Lucky we got Sunny around to protect you, right, Enid?
She laughs and then looks absolutely terrible for laughing. I mean, we have definitely been keeping each other safe. Yeah.
I'm glad
It's
to
like
hear.
that in joke of like everyone knows this boy is terrible with a sword. It takes all sorts of skills to survive out here, I guess.
And I've learned surviving together is a little bit easier when you've got different specialties.
Yeah.
I'd be starving without these two pointing at opposite.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I think Oriana's like that cat friend. You know that one thing where they're just like hiding behind things, like staring, just running away.
I love it.
We bring attention to Oriana, and Oriana darts into the woods.
Yeah, do
just
not
like-
perceive me. Hissing from the corner.
No, come back.
Definitely the cat friend. Yep.
She's hiding underneath the cart.
Yeah.
Everyone on
Absolutely.
the opposite is like an oh shucks, you know.
Behind the dog, one of Jessica's just like,
Yeah. Don't worry about that. It gets nervous if you look good and you just gotta like, don't yeah. But you guys are able to take a little bit of rest, pass out some food. And I imagine some of you may have questions once you feel like these startled neighbors of yours have settled a little bit. But we can get to that after a break, everybody. It's time to take a little break. We are going to take 10 minutes to stretch legs, go to bio, get water, and what have you. But do come with us and come back and see if there's any news of any other people that we care about in Lothering. Yay! So we'll see you back here soon, everybody. Wave, everyone. Goodbye. Hi. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I love the little titties titties that just showed up and then didn't dick. Great. Thank you, subtitles. We will be screen grabbing that later.
Screen grab those titties. Sorry.
is that an
So,
option?
Sure. You know what? Yes.
If you subscribe.
The breasts are boobly. Okay. So, welcome back, everybody. We use levity when we have been doing very tense emotional scenes, and I'm sure things are about to get emotional. We had some beautiful personal scenes, some inner monologues, some contemplations, and then through the night towards the tail end, as morning sun was rising, some people were on the horizon, and they are neighbors of yours. These are Lothering residents. Some of you know these people very well. And we have met or at least heard mention of Enid before because Ed, our best boy, loves her. But they are sitting, taking their rest, eating their food. I've now shared pictures with the cast so they know exactly what they're looking at. You're all welcome. In that moment, obviously, they clearly have gone through some things, and a few of them are definitely decompressing and thankful of the water and the food and just the rest and being able to put their feet up and feeling a little safer now that they have company. But conversation is there, and I imagine some of you probably have questions. They're mostly doing kind of idle chit chat, either because some of them that just seems to be their natural state of being. Others are joining in, perhaps just to kind of take their mind off things. And Sunny is still doing the 1,000-yard stare. Mostly it's into the bowl at this point of the food. Occasionally it's the fire. He may like look up to listen in if something is said that he feels he needs to listen to, but he's being quite quiet. But yeah. How are y'all handling the scene? Has anyone got any things that you're sitting there stewing on and thinking about? Is anyone going to be chiming in to have a conversation with these people or checking in with each other quietly?
Yeah, I want to do a quiet, like, whisper to our general group. Like, are we not going to tell them that we killed the Darkspawn?
I thought we should, but can tell him. We don't have to tell him how we did it.
Balin's just like,
Yeah, and I think Oriana just the far away stage whisper. No, I'm kidding. She'll get up close.
just stutters.
Look, I don't know. You know them better, but a group of 9 is going to be way harder to move.
Oh, she left.
Okay. Just said with like a few second delay after you'd gone.
She does that a lot.
Yeah.
I just figured they could rest here. I mean, if you want to tell them about, that we killed them, that's fine. But, maybe not how.
Well, no, I wasn't going to mention that.
I don't know if it's worth it at this stage, do you think? I mean, we haven't mentioned it so far. Wouldn't it seem a bit strange if we suddenly bring it up now?
It would, but I was just wondering because they feel like it seems like they don't feel safe, and I thought they might feel safer if they knew that, if something does happen, we could protect them.
Yes. I don't. Are they gonna be? Oh, didn't come out. This needs. I'm sorry. That's in Phelan mode. Are we gonna travel with them?
Looks back at Oriana.
Yeah, a random flashes Oriana a look. That point.
Look,
Bigger group, but
my only worry is that, look, we've caught food. We've been lucky. Okay. Feeding more mouths is hard, and moving around with 9 people is hard. I don't mind. You'll know them better, but
I don't know, because it seems like you kind of been wanting to leave for a while.
you're the one that grabbed your bag and tried to leave. We had to grab you.
Yeah, but I feel like I had a pretty good reason for that.
And other people don't have good reasons.
No, I'm not saying you don't have a good reason. I'm just
I'm just
pointing
kidding.
out. I'm just pointing out that you've been wanting. I'm not judging.
Sorry,
I know that
you're
came
okay.
out judgy, but I'm not judge. I'm just saying that you seem like you've been wanting to leave as well, and I would understand that. But
I just don't have big groups.
I get it, and I'm gonna be quiet now.
Do you want to be the one to tell these people, hey, I know we met each other and you feel immediate comfort, but bye,
Also, I will point out one thing. If they're freaked out about what happened and we go, it's okay, you're safe because we're the ones that did it, are they really going to feel safe with that?
It's not always that comforting to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
hey, we're a
guess.
bunch of killers.
It's
Well,
not
we're
like they
not.
were people.
But I'm just saying, I don't know them. Okay.
Look,
I
Would
don't know
you
if I'd
like
find it
me-
that comforting. Yeah.
Would you like me to see if this is even an issue? And Aranan sort of gets up, brushes herself down to make her way over to their group.
Sorry, I had to finish that because I wanted to say at the moment I was like, I'm not going to interrupt the roleplay, but like just as you went there, haha, we're killers, and then Sin just spooned something into their mouth, and I was like, that was failing. Just be like,
No, I did not do anything. No.
for what now?
I'm
yes,
a child of the
even-
maker.
Yeah,
a daily show.
yeah. Well, according to some, you certainly are. So yeah, you can head over to their group. They seem to be Eden and Huxley are talking, and Ruby will chime in. She doesn't seem like spooked or anything like that, but Huxley seems to be the talkative one. And Sunny is still just sitting quietly. But you're able to kind of mosey on over.
Have you all had enough to eat? Can I get you any more water? Or...
Oh, sorry. It's still just really novel to have people coming over and asking me if I need things. we're fine. Thank you. You've already offered so much. It's really kind. I don't know if the maker blessed us or whatever, but it's nice not to feel quite so afraid.
You said you were the wrong side of town and that you would have headed to Redcliffe. Do you have plans? Have you got family or anywhere that you could stay? Where are you headed?
Yeah, it was Huxley that said that. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm not really sure. My family all were to the south of Lothering. So, I don't
I'm
know,
sorry.
they might have headed that way. Yeah. We saw a fair amount of people packing up. As I was coming up to the village, I saw a big batch heading up onto the main road and then heading west. I'd have gone that way, but that was just as something kind of swung around the corner, and I didn't want to deal with that, so I picked up a barrel and threw it in its face and then ran away. So it's here I am. These people seemed like they needed a little bit of help, so yeah, I don't know that I have plans. I guess at the moment just needed to get out of like danger zone and then make some decisions, but maybe heading to Redcliffe would be wise. I do think quite a lot of people seem to head that way, so
I mean, we can set you up if you need us to catch you a few things. So you got a food for a few days?
oh, that was just me. I don't know if they're gonna he kind of looks over at the others. I think I
You
don't
can't
know.
make it by yourself. Are you thinking of cutting out alone?
Maybe. I mean, I'd offer if you people want to go, and Enid just looks a little wobbly chinned for a moment. And he just sort of like smooths over that with a it might take a bit of time for some people to decide where they need to go. But I don't know. You got any where are you guys doing?
We're heading to Southreach.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully
you
another
said
couple of days.
North to Southreach, yeah. Okay.
North to
well,
Southreach, yeah. I mean, maybe if you get there, you can make some decisions.
Yeah. Maybe like a cart and some horses so we don't have to do all this walking.
Or
Not
Jessica.
everybody's cut out for that. Or a Jessica, yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, I don't know. I think it might take a little while for the dust to settle. And I think some of us here have people that we would like to go where they are, but don't necessarily know where they are. So,
I mean, that's relatable.
yeah.
You're more likely to meet up with people, I guess, in the towns, so...
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
If you need anything else, just give me a shout.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks again for the food. It's great.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
I think as I return to the others, Aranan has a kind of... I don't think they really know what they want.
Look, the point that I was trying to make is that one person alone or a small group is more likely to be overwhelmed by Darkspawn if they run into them while traveling. Traveling in groups, sure, they're not fighters, neither are we. But, like, would you rather just turn them away in their hour of need just so that we might survive a little bit better? Like, what does that make us?
No, I would never do that. I mean, I think...
I'm addressing the whole group.
Yeah. It's 2 days to Southreach, and I flash Oriana a look. if we can get them to a place of safety, they can make decisions from there. I have no concerns about them traveling with us, other than the fact that Oriana and I can't feed a group of 9, not for extended periods of time.
So then teach me.
Okay.
You don't have to do this alone. We're all here.
No,
No.
that's not why I hesitated. I'm sorry. You're really loud. And I mean that in the best way possible.
I've had worse said about me.
Okay, you're really loud. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, you're a
I have so many others.
Also, pulls out like a scroll.
Phelan steps in. Also, no, I'm kidding. I can
point-
forage. Pretty good at that.
I've got about a week's worth of food for one person that I haven't needed to dip into. That's enough for these guys to help make up the difference, I think. I don't mind giving that up.
I would
And
like to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just. I'm not going to say it. But if we do get another altercation, and she's just going to go silent and look at Valen. You have to remember, not everyone is going to be as okay with that as we are so far.
You guys
Yeah.
are okay with it?
Well, and that's why she's like,
No
so far.
kidding.
No, but that's again,
Um,
I'm sure they're nice, but a lot of people really aren't okay with that.
Most people aren't okay. So I glance to like Beverly.
Literally asked you to
Beverly-
stay, but okay.
But people struggle with it, and when people get desperate, they also make bad decisions.
I think the
I
problem is right
Yeah,
here,
no.
right now, Oriana. We can't just say, okay, good luck, off we go. It's
Uh,
2 days to Southreach. At least we can get them there.
I know that my situation is a worry, but as the person with said situation, I want to make sure Enid gets there safe. That's what Eddard wanted, and right now I don't even know if he's alive. He was my friend, and if he can't make sure that she's safe, I want to at least do that for him.
I just give a look of agreement, like to the rest of the group, that I'm sort of with. Eddard was my friend too, and I'm kind of like, overall, I'm with Oriana on having a large group for extended periods of time. But I think Aranan is thinking if we can just do 2 days, get them to safety.
If we can go get them to Southreach, then at least they're in the city, and then they can decide after that. We don't have to travel past Southreach with them. I mean, I don't even know if I'm stopping and staying at Southreach, to be honest. So maybe let's at least get there.
I'm not
I
asking to
underst-
adopt them, just to look out for each other until we get somewhere safe.
Worst
I
comes
know-
to worst. Hopefully they'll be too busy running to notice whatever Phelan's up to.
I won't do anything unless it's necessary, and after that, I'll face the consequences.
Okay. Then how about while we walk and move, they can stay in the cars and sleep. They said they went through the night, right?
Good.
Right. And I can carry that hand cart for them so they can get some rest.
I don't know how heavy it is or what's on it, but
Might be able to honestly hook it up to whiskey. Maybe we can pull it.
Maybe. I don't
He
know.
has
I feel like
really big dog.
I'm pretty sturdy. I think I can get it.
Well, but
Plus, that fight was quite a workout. I feel like I can get it done.
I think I more just meant we can offload some of their stuff onto our cart, so it's a little
Oh,
easier
yeah.
for us to pull that cart. Or even
Yeah.
if a Jessica, I mean, those Jessicas are really tough.
Hell yeah, they are.
I know you don't like big groups. I don't like them either. But we have to help each other out. And traveling in big groups is not all that bad. In my experience.
Yeah. I don't
Especially-
exactly like running for my life from Darkspawn, so
And they may have skills that we may not have and might help us in the next 2 days.
I've already
I
agreed.
mean, I talk for myself, but I can't carry stuff like Huxley can.
He's really big, actually.
He's so
You can
big.
see him
Scary.
moving, and he's puts down like 3 separate backpacks. It seems that he's been carrying other people's stuff.
Oof.
Oh,
Does a little flex. Starts eating more food. Not like one of the intentional flexes, just like a, ooh, yeah, that was, got to get those off my shoulders.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
not intentional, but he does go.
One arm stretches out. And,
yeah.
um,
I'm just stretching.
Yeah.
Iranon's making like a mental count of how much hunting just for Huxley alone.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he'll
a
just have
farm
to.
boy. He probably can himself.
Yeah, he'll have to be
Oriana.
fine with dry rations.
I have a question. You normally hunt with a bow, right?
Mm,
I haven't seen you use one since we left. Do you
I couldn't
not
carry
have
it.
it with
I
you?
left it. Yeah.
Bev goes over to her cart and pulls out a longbow and quiver and arrows.
What the fuck?
Are you just taking things from people? Why, how
This
do
is
you have
mine.
this? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
what do
can use it,
have in
though.
there?
Since when do you have a longbow?
Listen, sometimes you need to scare away wolves or something. It's just been in my house. I barely know how to use it.
Insight check. No, I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
I choose to be suspicious. I don't need to roll.
Like, I grabbed a lot of shit out of my house. This was one of them. Considering we were being attacked, I have more space to carry stuff. If you want
I
to
can-
or need to use it, please do.
Yeah, I can use either. It's just what can I carry? It's hard to. And the thing is, Brianna's not very tall. Like she's average height, but she's actually very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to carry and run. So I can use it, or if you can use it, spook and stab can be spook and shoot now.
I'm sure we'll figure something out. I would be glad to help with trying to get food.
It's fine.
You're
Kana,
rude
your
today.
mouth is moving, but I don't hear anything.
I don't know. What's happening?
Oh, you're real quiet.
Phelan, what did you do?
Ain't anything.
I know it's me.
Failing cast silence.
I'm tired of
Ironically,
this shit.
Oh, there you are.
Ironically, I was saying I don't think I'd be very good at being quiet, but I can do the spook part pretty good. I
Yeah.
think.
The old spook and shoot.
I can find berries and nuts and mushrooms and herbs and other stuff.
Well,
Help a
first
little
of
with
all,
that.
let's offer it to them first,
Yeah.
dude. We don't know what their answer is going to be.
I'd like to take this moment and like this really like in-depth, detailed, considerate conversation has like finished, and you turn around to look at them just as Huxley like lifts up a bag, goes, "Anyone want flapjack? I have like a whole stack of flapjack in here."
Hell yes, Huxley.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, some of it's even got raisins. I know it's a very polarizing thing, so like some of them have and some of them don't.
Maybe we can do that for a break. We're kind of wasting daylight.
They need to rest a little bit.
No, but they can be on the carts. Remember?
Oh,
Make
that's
room on the
true.
carts. But we do
Yeah.
need to get moving if we want to get
We-
to
we
Southreach
do.
in 2 days.
And we don't know if we're gonna have more visitors.
What?
Okay. You're getting in the carts,
There-
I think.
Carts? Oh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be that cruel to a Jessica to make them carry me. You can go in there though. Pat Sonny. He's like,
yeah, I think I'll kind of just go over the carts and like
You
scoop
rearrange some
things.
stuff
Yeah.
to make it not as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Rhiannon
Where
takes
does
the
squash
opportunity.
come from?
I thought that might be good for later.
All that. It's a little bruised, but yeah.
There's like weird forage items like on the
You can
carts.
make
It's not
s-
just the squash.
Squash and
make
related
soup.
veggies. Yeah, they last a long ass time.
You can make soup out of that.
Yeah, I've been collecting it as we go.
I could if I find some mushrooms and herbs, I could make a squash mushroom soup.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Beverly's gonna turn to the other group and say, "Well, what do you say? Are you guys going to Southreach? Get somewhere safe?"
Yeah. Seems like it's a good place to make some decisions, right? And like, seems to be looking at Sunny when he says that. Is he kind of? It looks like he's trying to usher Sunny to one of the carts, who then does like quiet conversation between them all. And it is Ruby and Enid that go and like lay down on these carts because it's arguably only really gonna have room for one, and the guys get ready to walk.
As we're kind of like separating, Phelan will kind of go over to Oriana, and just like it's a little like tug on like the not like very gentle to not rip her clothing because apparently that's like hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. It's not good.
Hey, I'm sorry about the comment about you. I mean, I get it. Like you mentioned, running away. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just it's good to have you around.
Thanks, Phelan. Look, okay. I'm not a mage. I don't know how that is.
I'd be surprised if you were, and then you were keeping quiet. That'd be pretty.
But
Okay.
it's not the only reason to run away from people. So I get it. I'll be honest, I don't know how these people are, but where I'm from, people collect money for turning in mages. And I have people looking for me too. And looking for a reason. So if it ever comes to it, I'll help you get out, okay?
And I'll help you.
Yeah. Just more people means more people that can yeah.
I get it.
And especially when you're desperate and running and you just need money or, favors.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
I get wanting to travel in small groups. I think technically it would be the best idea for myself and also you.
I
But
get that. I'm sorry about your friend.
yeah. I'm holding out hope he's alright. He's pretty good with a sword.
Yeah,
And,
I didn't know him well, but saw him tossing around a bunch of stuff. So he's, able-bodied. He probably is
But-
okay.
I just wanted to at least make sure that she was alright for him.
Yeah.
And like I said, I will. I'm pretty good at not using magic.
No, I get
But-
that. And
Because
I'm
we
good at not showing my face. So flakes dried mud off.
Is that why you're muddy all the time?
I mean, it's helpful.
Could just wear like a scarf.
I don't know. Sometimes people recognize you by voice, by other things. So if they just don't want to look at you, then they're not going to see you.
That's fair. I get it.
Yeah.
But I promise you that if anything happens to you, I'll look out for you.
Thanks. I'll be honest. I'm a little more worried about that guy. She points to Sunny.
Oh,
I don't know him very well.
he looks kind of like you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but at least mine's intentional. That doesn't look intentional.
I think when you've been running from Darkspawn, and you don't really stop. There's not really a time to like wipe down.
Does he normally look like that?
No, I
His
think
eyes are
maybe
kind of dead too.
he may have lost family, so that can be really hard on someone, especially when it's so suddenly.
Yeah.
I think he just needs time.
Okay. I just think out of the group, you're kind of the gentlest approach. Well, maybe not Aranan, but yeah. Least intimidating in a good way.
There's a lot of thoughts I have about all those descriptors, but okay.
I just tend to scare people because, you know,
I just tend to put my foot in my mouth often, like with you.
I may be a
I
little
think-
defensive. Don't worry about it.
I think Bev and Kanan and Aranon have it all. They can be like
I don't know about you, but sometimes people are really loud. It's a little much.
Oh, yeah. If you disassociate, it's not too bad.
I was unfortunately taught not to disassociate because you miss things, but I get it.
Yeah.
But
Um,
maybe we should at least check in with them.
Yeah. If you ever need someone to sit in silence with. Pretty good at
Thanks. I appreciate it.
that. Pat on the arm. Awkwardly.
It's muddy. Okay. I'm just kidding. It's dried. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they go back.
Sinks behind a Jessica. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's a good cover method, I suppose. Very good. People are going to be able to get walking. The two guys, Huxley, you know what? Seems like he's just built for stamina, so he's doing okay. But you can see the fact that they clearly were walking all day yesterday, realized they couldn't rest, ran through the night, and now they're walking again. So like the boys are a little on the slower side, but they're doing their best to keep up.
I was gonna say, if I see
They're on the-
Sunny in particular struggling,
Yeah.
Bev is going. He's not gonna take this well, but Bev is going to like offer to like carry him on her back as she's walking, like if he's like really fucking tired.
We'll take a second to process what you asked.
It's like I can carry you. It's no problem. I know you've been running all night.
Yeah.
I've carried sacks of laundry heavier than you. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh. Sure. No, I get that. I'll be okay.
Okay, just
Oh.
let me know.
Tap out once one of the ladies are good to go. But I'll let you know if it looks like I'm gonna need it.
Bev will
Thank
just
you.
nod, but she's watching.
Mhm.
She's watching
on
both
the
of
way.
them.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can I on the way to talk to Huxley and just over her shoulder to Sunny says, "I'd never turn that down." Anyways, it just walks by, goes up to Huxley and does say, "Hey, you've been carrying that cart a while. You can give me a turn."
Yeah, all right. Sure. Yeah. A strong bud's gotta stick together, huh? And you'll wing like elbow nudge him.
We'll give him a proper punch on the shoulder that a lot of folks can't take, but like,
yeah, it doesn't move. There's no like budge or anything like that. It's not gonna like hurt you, but yeah, he's just like I'd punch you, but you know.
But you're afraid to?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Just real intimidated, yeah.
You should be if you're not.
I'm like, you know, delirious enough where I don't
fair.
know if I'm gonna be scared of much, but you know, a reward for carrying my cart, and he'll take out a bit of flapjack. I know we should wait for snacks, like for treats and stuff, but you've earned it.
I'm always down for a snack.
Yeah.
And I think Kana will like put it in her mouth and like carry the cart and just like gradually like just fully with her mouth just like pull more of the flapjack in over time and just eat it while she's walking.
Love that. Yeah. So he'll nod appreciatively at that.
I think I'd like to fall in step, kind of like just behind Kanar. Once Kanar's taken over the cart, around and kind of like almost sneakily like up by the side of the car, and then takes one of the feathers out of her hair and just sort of keeps tickling Kanar's arm like it's on the cart, and then just like hiding it every time Kanar, and just seeing how long it takes for Kanar to work out it's not flies or something.
At one point she'll just like just for a second just take a rest and just keep walking.
Oh, sorry. No, I thought you were going to share the flapjack, you know.
Could have asked with words.
Just Kate laughing there. Hi, Kate. We love you. Huxley is just gonna kind of like look to you around and be like, you can get your own the flapjack if you like. I don't know.
Oh,
See, I know about her order, but do you like raisins or no raisins? People feel very strongly about this.
Do you know what? Used to be no raisins, but I'll go with raisins.
Yeah, it's good for the energy.
And I just wanted an excuse to mess with Kanar already.
That's fair. You know, you gotta find joy where you can find it. You know.
No, that's what I do.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how much there is out here, but you know what? If like tickling your friends is what brings you joy. Here, right.
Gotta find out where you get it.
Raisins. Do you think I should offer it to everyone else? 'Cause, you know, like when they were like, we should wait, we need to go. Like I didn't want to.
Hey, it's your flapjack, man. And I grab 2 slices and run.
Hey, I'll remember that.
I skip up to the front where Oriana is and hand her a slice of flapjack, and then just sort of say, "Thank you. It's 2 days."
Oh, yeah, no worries. And she's just gonna like silently gotta eat it. Just
You don't like raisins, do you?
No, I do actually. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
It's one out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Thanks
my
for the
favorite.
gesture.
So good. No, it's fine. I just hope that. I mean, they seem like good people, right?
I can vouch for Enid, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the numbers thing, but we can't abandon people. And
No. Honestly, I think I'm just more afraid of what they'll unintentionally say to people. You know.
Yeah, and Valen says, you know, he can not use magic, but how much do we know that?
Yeah, and then I don't know. People treat others badly. Because obviously Phelan is, you know, an elf and then other things. And I am sure you've gotten your fair share of it too.
That's why I want to look after him. That's why I think we should stick together. But
yeah,
we do need to keep him a little bit hidden until we can work out what's going on.
Yeah, I already told him I would if it came to that. I mean, I don't know how much I like that, but just tackle him in the woods or something. But
I'll give you a little bump.
it would be pretty funny. Like, where did Phelan go? We're gone. And I'm pretty unrecognizable right now, so it's fine.
Oriana and Phelan run off together.
Like holding hands. But yeah.
What I'm hearing is we all need to do Oriana and Phelan's loyalty quests before we reach too far into the story and they run off.
Mhm.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Can we just make a
After
save point
Act
here?
2, after Act 2, you can't really do it.
Yeah.
And then
Make
you
a
won't
save
be
point
able
and then we
to,
can come back.
you won't be able to convince them not to do the horrible decision at the end.
Yeah. What do you mean you're blowing up the chantry? Okay.
No.
Do
It's
it.
fine.
Do it. Okay.
I think, yeah, Oriana will try not to be too bad of a cat friend, but is going to just keep an ear out of their conversations for the most part.
Yeah.
Kind of get a feel of how these people are.
Mm-hmm. And to that end, you do have 2 days worth of travel. Eventually, the ladies will wake from their rest, allow Sunny a chance to have a bit of a rest. Huxley keeps going until like you guys have to stop for food, and then takes like a quick power nap, and then seems to be good to go after that. Maybe he knows to wrap his feet. But the days are going to be relatively smooth. There's not discussions that seem to worry you, those of you who are paying attention to them. Occasionally, when in the cart resting, you may hear Enid having a little cry to herself. She doesn't tend to do it when it's super out in the open, but in that moment where she's just, alone with her thoughts, she does. Other than that, they seem decent enough. Huxley seems like he wants to join in with helping to provide for you all when you get to this, because you're traveling along a pretty major river. And while he's not necessarily the quiet sort to go hunting for skittery little animals, he's really good at catching fish. So he has this stick that he can he'll be sitting sharpening one night and then go in and just start doing this.
So he's gigging him, not okay. I was imagining bear pawing.
No, I
mean,
mean, you know what? I'm sure we all would like to see this big heft of a man bear pawing some fish out of the water. But no, he's ganking him. And he'll come back with a pretty decent spread. So it there's a bit of variety in your diet now. But other than that, you guys are going to be fairly easy sailing. It is perhaps when you are getting close to Southreach, the tail end of that day, knowing that you can push in, so it'll be quite late when you get in if you keep pushing, or you can rest before you fully reach the town and then approach the town itself in the morning. But some of you may have varying thoughts about arriving in an urban setting. It's a little bigger than Lothering, but it's not like a large city by any means. However, being around a lot of people, especially people you don't necessarily know very well and don't have that rapport with, I imagine there's quite a few things playing on people's minds. I would like to do a round of the table once again, and rather than asking what you're doing, I would like to ask what is most pressing on your thoughts, and then we'll come to a decision about how we want to approach the city and when. Again, we'll do it in our order, so we shall start with Kana. What's on your mind right now, baby girl?
Well, I think there's definitely relief at seeing a place where there are walls and lights and people.
Yeah.
And especially if we see that it's not burned down, that's nice to see. But I think, Kana has been through Southreach a few times. She makes the trip between Lothering and Kirkwall. Not all the time, but every once in a while. So she's not really like surprised by the city taking it in or anything. I think she's mostly just like, all right, we're here, we're gonna figure stuff up, and then I'm gonna see my daughter. Like it's just like this is a pit stop.
Okay. Driven. And knowing that every step you take brings you one step closer to your daughter. It's the episode title. Roll credits. Yeah. With each day that passes, you're that little bit closer. And you know, once you hit that coastline, you can get on a boat. And hopefully the winds are kind to you. And they are behind you, so you travel a little quicker there and you can be with her. And know for certain that she is safe. Phelan, what's on your mind, buddy?
Would he know if Southreach had an alienage, or is that left
It
for?
will.
Okay.
Would you know?
Okay.
Not
If he doesn't, that's
necessarily.
probably not.
Yeah, you reckon it probably does. I mean, you've traveled past Southreach. You don't tend to go in, or you didn't before. And then you haven't done an awful lot of like urban travel. You know, you got to Lothering and then have stuck around. But yes, most likely, it'll have an area.
I think he's really nervous. Not only about his magic, and he very much understands Oriana's point of view, and he has that. People will happily sell you out for a quick buck, or whatever they mean, or favors. And then on top of that, he's an elf going into the city, which he's the biggest city he's been to. It's been Lothering. Whenever him and his clan stopped anywhere nearby, it wasn't him or his family that went in if they needed to.
Yeah, and Lothering's definitely a village. I mean,
yeah, it's a village.
Town is little. Yeah, this is.
So he's definitely nervous. He's definitely doing that. Put up, staff close, more like a walking stick than anything. Hiding between all the larger ladies here. And you know, it shows that he is afraid. He doesn't know what an alienage really is. He does, but he's never been to one. He understands that there's some me versus them when it comes to city elves and Dalish, and then on top of that we have humans in the city versus elves. So there's been so much going around in this little boy's mind. I say little boy, but he's like early 20s in this young man's mind, and it's like kind of like analysis paralysis. There's so much going on that he feels this like just panic. I feel like I just word vomited to you, but that's basically how he's feeling.
That's what these. I am inviting you guys to word vomit at me about how you were feeling. It makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's an intimidating thing to think about.
Yeah, because he's intimidated. Yeah.
There may be people in this town, particularly in the alienage area, that not the same, certainly not for the same reasons, but a similar experience in that they maybe were once Dalish and maybe rather than not having clan to, like having to move away from a clan, it is that they don't have a clan left.
Mhm.
And so the alienage becomes their home. So maybe there might be some kinship, might be the wrong word, but
Yeah. I think part of him is wondering if he might find some solace in the alienage, because
Yeah.
he's not been around many elves recently, and as someone who moved from a place where it's like all from Puerto Rico to then like United States, there's a lot of Americans. There's a bit of a homesickness from being around your own people.
Yeah.
And
Shared homesickness.
Yeah. And there's he feels lonely, I think.
Yeah.
Above that, he just feels lonely.
You can feel lonely when you're surrounded by people.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Beverly.
Southreach is definitely where she wanted to go, and she still wants to go, and is very like anxious to be there. But I think like at the thought of all these people that she would be so glad to see again and so relieved to see again, there's still that anxiety that sits at the pit of her stomach of like, oh shit, we're almost there. Just at the thought of like who might or might not be there. Yeah, she's not thinking too much about like city, big, scary, bad, want to run away. It's more of the people who might be there, who she could run into. There's probably lots of refugees there, and she's hoping to find her brother, his family, his wife and his son, her parents, that she has no idea if they even got out of Lothering.
Can I float that it may be that people that are currently traveling with you now, your neighbors, maybe they saw your parents fleeing in a particular direction, and perhaps you haven't asked yet because you're afraid of what the answer might be?
Yep, that's why I have not asked.
Interesting. Yeah.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or maybe we'll never get to it if we don't know. It's fine. Thinking back to that conversation with Ariana, and it's like, well, maybe that hope is what's the hardest part.
Yeah.
For some other reasons as well, she may be a little bit nervous to be into Southreach. The previous times that she has been here, there is a reason that she always has this anxiety right before she gets to the gates.
Yeah. And how you might be received.
Yeah.
Good. Oriana, what is pressing on your mind right now?
Mostly to get information and just be a sea urchin out in the crowd. Like, no one can see me. But also actually to see what's the Templar presence around.
So you're already preemptively in your head considering everything that needs to be on the risk assessment checklist.
Yep. Because there's job boards, there's wanted boards. If this is a bigger town than Lothering, there's definitely a chantry. There's definitely gonna be some Templars around. There was only one in Lothering.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the smallest villages can carry about 2 of them.
Yeah. So big areas are bad for her.
Yeah. Makes sense. Aaron, what's pressing on your mind?
Sounds a little bit like a broken record, but it hasn't been that long since we had to run, so for Eranon, it's still family. But not strictly her family, her new family. Just tapping into what Beverly said, Eranon has asked about, whether anyone has cited Chastened, any groups that they've met, and this is the first time that she hasn't done that because of that conversation that she had with Bev. So it's the same sort of thing. It's like I sort of almost don't want to know. If she had to be anywhere in the world with people that she trusts, then it's Kanara and Beverly, because they're her two friends from Lothering, and for the sort of periods of time that she would spend there, she knows Oriana and Phelan less. But in that small time, Oriana has just really tapped into that, the heart of who she was, how she was brought up, that kind of the hunter, lived in the wilds, and it's made a real kind of bond. And Phelan, she just wants to protect him. She thinks differently towards the elves than a lot of humans do, so she doesn't really have the same kind of prejudice there. She's worried about the magic, but she's worried more for him. And coming to this sort of big town, it's like there's a lot of relief for the safety, but she's also feeling more nervous for Phelan now because there's more chance of possibly getting caught.
Yeah. And I think you also, not everyone here will, although some of you do, have the knowledge and understanding that when you get close enough, a Templar can sense a mage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if magic's not being cast.
The overwhelming thing for Eranon right now, though, is this sense of herding cats. She loves them all, and they all want very different things right now. And Eranon is just carefully going between them all, trying to sort of tweak them all in a similar sort of direction and get them to... Because she doesn't want to lose them right now. She can't lose a second family.
Yeah.
Will you allow me to indulge in just a 2-minute scene if Emily's up for it?
1,000,000% yes.
I think as we enter the town, Eranon kind of moves up alongside Kanar and just puts the fingers of her hand on the base of your spine and sort of run up your spine quite intimately, I guess, and just loop my hand around so that our hips are quite close together as we walk. How are you doing?
I think Kana reaches a little up to put her arm around Eranin's waist. I think about as well as I could be, given everything. How about you?
No.
Don't give me that okay that's not an answer.
Did when Phelan healed you, or this is a question to either of you, did the wound went completely, didn't it? It was entirely vanished, is that right?
Yeah, if it's magic, it'll
Yeah.
return it to its original state. If you're using poultices or other methods of mending, that would leave a scar but would still heal over time. So yeah.
So Eranon completely avoids the question by running a finger over your shoulder where the scar isn't. And it's kind of you didn't get another one for the collection. It's kind of a shame.
I got enough of them. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It disappeared, almost like the answer to my question.
I like lean
Not letting you
forward and
wriggle
like
out this time. No.
I kind of like
grabs Aran tighter, like physically also not letting her get out of this one.
I'm doing that kind of like play biting on your shoulders, like I can give you another one. I am. I'm fine. I'm. Look, we're here. We're at the next town. We're at safety. We can work out what to do. One step closer to getting to your daughter.
Yeah, but how are you, Aranon, the person? Don't talk about my goals. That's my shit. I appreciate you caring, but I'm asking about you. And it's just like
Okay.
shaking.
I'm scared. I'm sad. But I have you all, and I want to keep you. Happy.
Yeah, I am. It's okay to admit things sometimes.
You're such a.
No, go for it. Tell me what you think, Aranon.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
No,
Goober.
go and buy some beers or something.
Oh, you think we're not drinking as soon as we can tonight. Whew. Oh, man. Yeah. And before I let you go, just want to remind you, I see all the work you're doing, walking around. That's all.
What is up with you and Bev? I'm not doing all the work.
That's not what I mean. I just don't want you to burn out your care box. You gotta fill your cup back up, or you're gonna run dry.
I'm done with filling my cup. I'm trying to take a break from that. Bring on the burnout.
If you burn out, we'll all fall apart.
Okay, fine. Then I'll just. Okay.
You'll just let your loved ones help you? Okay, thank you.
Yes, I
Yeah.
will.
Alright. We'll just like put a hand on Aranon's like hip, rear end, and just like shove her away.
I kind of stumble down across to the courtyard, and I'm like, "Hey, a pub."
Yeah. And you do like you're coming into the town, and this is a walled one. And the guards who are kind of posted up have a moment, and they will stop you just as you're like, hey, look, a pub, because you can see in. And a lot of the times, certainly the inns that are a bit more like stagecoach style, where, you know, people who are traveling through tend to stop off at your entrances and exits to a town. And you can see one, and it looks quite inviting, but they seem to kind of step ever so slightly, not in a threatening way, not with weapons up, not completely blocking your way, but enough to give you as a group a little bit of pause. Are we just passing through, or are we intending on staying, everybody?
I'd yet to be decided. We're just running away from Lothering. We can't be the only ones who've come here, right?
No, of course not. That's to my point. Most places are pretty full right now, I'm afraid. I'm giving people the warning as they come in. If people are just looking for a rest and, you know, restocking and passing through, that's fine. That's easy enough. People who are looking to stay here, you may struggle, and I'm just making you aware of that. We're not quite at the point where we're turning people away, but I just had to make sure you were aware you're a sizable group here, so.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, passed on the message. We'll step back to the side, and his friend's like, smooth, bro. Okay, yeah. Work out the speech a little. So you are able to pass through, and you do it, even though we are well into the evening. This is beyond just it's dark and people are out for their food and get a few drinks and all that. We're getting to bedtime for a lot of people. But there's still quite a lot of people. You actually see as you first step in to the side, there is an area that has stables and stabling and areas for you to actually like load off your horses so people aren't dragging their horses and carts all the way into a town center. But there's a couple people who have set up a little tent, and it looks like someone else is like beside them and trying to pack one up together and just like getting a few rods going. And they're talking. They don't look super pressed, but the fact that there's people who are willing to camp out beside the stable is maybe giving you a little bit of impression about what we're stepping into here. So I will turn the scene over for the last couple of minutes. How are you going to approach coming in here and finding some rest? Doesn't mean there isn't any space, but it could mean it might be expensive or what have you. You may have to split up a little. What we doing, everybody?
I mean, I know it's not the most comfortable, but what we could do is be right outside the city. Resupply. I mean, stay outside the city, like how we have been, and then resupply during the day.
Make camp, you mean?
I'm just saying it's an option. I think you guys see like the want though, like please, please.
Yeah, I think we should
please,
catch up.
please, please, please. Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I'm good with that.
Looks like people are camping out inside the city anyway, so maybe not a bad idea.
Yeah,
they're just slightly inside the walls, but yes.
I mean, we could do that too if we want the safety of the walls, but it just looks a little crowded.
Outside is good.
Yeah.
We are going to the pub, right?
Oh.
We're staying outside. I'm at least gonna go grab us a bottle and some news.
That's also a thing.
Okay.
When we're going through, I just want to do one thing. Yeah, I can catch up if you want. I just want to see their job board and other information they might have.
Okay.
They could put notices if they're looking for people too.
Yeah, and
Do you want
we
someone
can
to go
grab
with?
we can grab some food, some booze.
Yeah.
Camp out.
So I think Oriana and whoever wants to go will be looking for the job board. Though I imagine, is it next to the chantry?
There's maybe a couple because there are different types of jobs. Yes, there will be a chanter's job, a board that has things that people will put there. There are other means in other parts of town that you might be able to get different types of tasks.
Yeah.
So there'll be a couple spots for you to check out, but it's noted that you maybe dip into town and do that. Some of you, I'm assuming, are on buying the food and booze duties. Others staying behind to make camp outside the walls. I feel like that is a good point for us to end this session today. Next week we will come in with the day after, the night before, and see how much booze we actually were drinking, and then see what Southreach has to offer for us all. I'm sure all of us are going to have a super fun, happy time.
Super fun, happy time.
Yeah.
I hate that statement.
Yeah. What? I don't know what you mean. So we will do our outros and let you know who we are, who we've been playing, and where you can find us. I will start us off. I am Emma, humbly on the internet. I usually their pronouns, and I have been your storyteller for this wonderful game. In terms of where you can find me, on Sundays, you will see me over at Girls from These Worlds running a different Dragon Age story all Templars are bastards. Taran is in that one. They are plotting a heist of some lyrium from a Templar stronghold that involves ghosts and making them mucky to look like they've got the blight and raising some skeletons with necromancy. So if you want to see how that goes, girls on these are Sunday evenings. And then on Mondays you will see me also at Girls Run These Worlds for Ariga Stars, also with Taran. Listen, we like playing together, what can I say? Where it's been very gay, homosexual, gay, and lots of trauma. My goodness.
And Jill. For all
oh
the
yeah,
trauma.
sorry, just yeah.
And more
Just the person you're romancing.
Well, I was just reading because Taran is in the other one too.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all the games. So we it was emotional and traumatic and a great time, you know. Recommend catching up on the sessions before Monday. I'm sure everything will be just fine. Also can't find the phone. Oh dear. Anyway, you guys, tell us who you are, what you've been playing, and what you doing. What you doing this week?
Hi, I'm Emily. I don't know why I'm talking so awkwardly.
I'm Emily. I'm a top.
Hi, I'm so top, you guys. No, but it's the end of the stream, so I'm a bottom now. Anyways. Sorry. I'm Emily. You can find my stuff, Emily Bard 20. Check out my link tree. It's perfectly organized and has all of my stuff already updated on it. I do this on Tuesdays. Come back next week. And I also am in a podcast with 3 of these lovely folks. I was just making sure I was counting right. That's Jill, Sakaya, and Hamalu, all involved. Sakaya is our lovely dungeon master, or storyteller, since it's not D&D. It's a folk horror set in the past. And it's in the 70s. It's in Wales. It's very good. Come listen. The mid-season finale just came out. It's a great time to binge it all if you haven't started listening yet. Yeah.
Oh, it's me. Hi, everyone. Talk about disassociating for a second. My name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp, if the captions get it right, on the internet. You can find me here on Tuesdays. You can find me Thursdays on the Hype Goblin. You can find me. That's about it. Most of my other games are home games. But if you like art and enjoy it, you can watch this show because this is all the art I've made. That's my little twink. That's no the other side. Sorry, this side. This side, yeah. And all these characters, which I love drawing. Who knows? Maybe I'll open commissions soon, so I'm not so fucking busy. So look out for that. I think my link tree is up there. I don't know if everything's updated. I'm kind of been running around like a headless chicken because I have a lot of jobs. Anyway, come back next week and hopefully Phelan won't get trapped by a Templar.
I forgot I have to unmute. Hi, hello, I am Jill, also known as Ghosty JK on the internet, and I have been playing Beverly, everyone's favorite auntie. And you can find me at the things that have already been mentioned. Mondays on Girls Run These Worlds, I am in Ariga Stars, playing Rasai, who is trying her best.
This whole circuit together.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays, you can see me here. You can hear me on the Transmissions podcast. And yeah, that's what I've got going on.
Hello, everyone. I am Torn, or Torn Talks Creativity on the internet. I have been playing Oriana, the skittering cockroach bug. It's fine. Lots of stuff I'm in has been mentioned. On Saturdays, all Templars, or Sundays, I know what day it is. Sundays, all Templars are bastards, where I play a very different rogue who can't stealth, and sure. Mondays, I play in Fate as a very, very tall, beautiful woman. And then Tuesdays, I am here. And then specifically want to highlight on Fridays, I am also on Girls Run These Worlds for a game called Erevan, which is wrapping up very soon. We are on episode 8. No, we just did 8. Oh, no, we're on episode 9 and 10 of a 10 episode arc, and it's been just as dramatically delicious as All Templars Are Bastards, and just as heartbreaking as Fate. So just, magic is machines. It's been great. So please check in, and YouTube does have the other episodes if you want to see it. Thank you.
It's me, isn't it? Hello, I am Sakaya. You can find me on Blue Sky as Sakaya, and my Linktree as Sakaya, where I have things as well in not such a great order. Looks at Emily. You can find me. So I'm going to give half an update. I have been talking about a Salvage Union thing with Girls Run These Worlds, which has been delayed for 2 weeks running now because things are happening that I can't talk about yet. We have started recording it. It's going to be pre-recorded now, not live, and it will be coming out in August. Things, but it's fun. Robots and mech suits. What can you not love about that? So that'll be out in August, and I'll give you more details when I can. Other than that, transmissions Tuesdays. That's me.
All the transmissions, all the Tuesdays. Yeah. See, I might as well just leave all of my announcements to you guys because my stuff comes up in everyone else's chat. But yes, these are all excellent people. Recommend following, recommend watching and hyping them up because they are incredible, and I am very, very honored to get to storytell for them in these Tuesday sessions. Take care of yourselves, everybody. We're going to be signing off, and we will see you here next week. Bye, everyone.